Welcome very much for this session. My name is Karumba Kinywa. I'm a consultant in the area of SME financing. I'm also the author of the book that I've been talking about, Wealth Beyond Generations, that speaks to the how entrepreneurs like you transfer your wealth so that we'll build big businesses that last for generations. And it's available at one of our tents out there. So that is me. I'll be engaging these gentlemen and ladies on this topic. Who wants to know how to get money from banks? You walk out, you walk in with $1 billion. That's happening. The banks will tell you there are people borrowing over $1 billion, isn't it? Isn't it? Can you imagine borrowing a lot? So this will be you. So we'll start on my immediate left, and we have an introduction from Naomi from Lamu, who are one of our sponsors for this symposium and conference. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Karumba. My name, as you've heard, is Naomi Kimuyu. I am from Africa Lamu Nuts, and the brand we operate under is Premium Lamu Nuts. Entrepreneur, an emerging entrepreneur. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Before you hand over the microphone, Dr. Irungu asked me to ask you a question. You have a PhD in health system informatics, and you are a senior researcher at Cambridge. How did you end up being an entrepreneur?
Say it, you're going to say selling nuts. Mine is, it's been an interesting journey. For me, it was a journey of looking for purpose and looking for a way to make an impact. I had worked in research for over 14 years since my internship, and now submitting my thesis. And so since 2019, I was asking God, what would you have me do? I've done this for so long. What is the end of this? Is this what you really want me to continue to do? And therefore, the opportunities started opening after asking those questions. And I started searching also for myself, reading books, listening to different things. So when these things open up, pole, then you realize, okay, maybe there's something here. So that's how I've ended up here. If he tells me to move somewhere else, I move. Now I'm open.
Thank you very much. When I'm with Naomi, our average education is quite high. And that's something I really enjoy. Yes. Please, may we, Benjamin, please introduce yourself and tell us, what does the Dhamini SACCO do, especially for entrepreneurs?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Benjamin Ndalo. Benjamin is from Dhamini SACCO. Dhamini is a Christian-based SACCO. We do savings and credit to members and also to the ordinary mwananchi like you and me. For SMEs, what we do is that we offer biashara loan, that is to boost the entrepreneurs, working capital, and also to walk them through the journey. Asanteni sana, I know we'll engage more.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Emma, Madam Emma from KCB Bank. Please introduce yourself and tell us whether you've ever borrowed money as an entrepreneur.
Good afternoon. Praise God.
Amen.
Yeah, my name is Emma Muchemi. I'm a branch manager, KCB Parklands. In addition, I'm also a pastor. So I believe I'm going to resonate well with the ministers, archbishop and bishops and any other entrepreneur in the house. So in case you have a faith-based organization, I'm here to connect with you and also to offer solution to your organization. May God bless you.
Have you ever borrowed from the bank and see what we go through?
Indeed. By the way, this is my 16th year in the banking industry. I started all the way from Equity Bank. I have borrowed mobile loans and the rest. So we are here with you together. And I've seen, by the way, an entrepreneur growing from 20,000 an SME loan. All the way currently, we are financing this entrepreneur 1 billion. I have seen a chama borrowing 100 shillings, contributing 100 shillings each. Currently, they are borrowing 50 million Kenya shillings. So we are here to handhold you, the biggest bank in East and Central Sahara. Thank you.
And then our fourth panelist is from ABSA. Please introduce yourself and tell us how the bank is actually supporting, giving us money. We just want money. We don't want to fill forms. Who likes filling forms? Okay.
No one. Good afternoon. Praise God. So my name is Hellen Makandi. I work for ABSA Bank. I'm the business manager. And at ABSA, our purpose is we are empowering Africa together, one story at a time. So when I hear the story of my colleague here, I'm really happy that she has been able to grow from where she was and where she is now. And always when we hear entrepreneurs share these testimonials, how they have been grown and supported by the banks, it's music to our ears, because that is what we wake up every day at ABSA to do. So at ABSA, we support SMEs in very many ways, from financial to non-financial solutions, because we are aware that at times it's not the financing that is the problem. Sometimes it is the knowledge, the skills, the mentorship, and the coaching, and the hand-holding. So we do that, and we look at an entrepreneur holistically. Not only on the transaction bit, but holistically, we grow you so that we can celebrate your stories as we hear them from your mouth. Yeah. So we will hear more about what we are going to discuss together here, because there's a lot that we are doing for the entrepreneurs. Asanteni.
Thank you very much. Let's welcome Hellen with a clap. Hey, I can't hear you. Hey. Thank you very much. All right, so I think let's even start with you. My first question to you on behalf of our participants: how can a startup interact with the bank? Many of us fear banks. I still remember when some banks, I'll not let you know which is the bank, that asked my parents to look for alternative banking arrangements. I'll not tell you because you don't even want to know which bank is that. How can many entrepreneurs here, some are in school, some are already doing online businesses, some just wants to go to basic production and manufacturing. Where is the starting place for them interacting with the bank and getting credit, funding, and also I hear you've spoken about technical support in a very practical way, because these people, I know they are very religious, but they want money. Believe me.
Thank you. Thank you for that question. And I know most of the times banks are not looking at the startups. We want mature businesses. But we have a solution for startups under our Timiza solution. Timiza is our mobile banking loan that you can borrow from 1,000 shillings to up to 1 million shillings as an entrepreneur, without even having a registered business, without even having an SME account with us, because through that Timiza, we look at your M-Pesa transaction, and we realize most of these startups, you are dealing mostly with your phone. So we are going to appraise you using your M-Pesa statements, and that is the value of the money that we are going to give you to progress your business. But it doesn't stop there, because we want you to grow. So we bring you on board. We open for you an account, a very simple account we are calling an ABSA One account. That account has no monthly charges. It has no opening balance. So you are able to transact without any charges as every day you do your business. Because at the end of the day, we are looking for you to come and grow your business and borrow this loan which we are giving to SMEs up to 500 million. Just an SME. So we don't want you to remain at that level, ground level. Tulisema, we are starting from the ground, right? But we don't want you to remain on that ground level. As much as we are supporting you through this Timiza, we want you, after 2-3 years, you've registered that company, you are able now to access a good amount of money that will expand your business, that you'll be able also to even diversify to other lines of the business. So that is how we support our entrepreneurs.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Then let's move over to Emma from the bank, KCB Bank. How do you support startups? Before I wanted to ask you, how do you support men? Do you have a product for men like me, us who are over 25? Sorry, over 30. But how do you support entrepreneur? You know, when I imagine of KCB, that lion, that's roaring, it's very fearful. That somebody here who is not even a very confident English speaker or Swahili can approach you and come out with the money, whether a chama, whether an SME. Because entrepreneurs, you need money to grow your business. Today, even big businesses like Safaricom, banks are still borrowing money from the market. So, and I know some of you believe in growing your business through your eternally generated funds. It's never enough, and you grow too slowly. But once you borrow, you have a nice banking partner, like the people in front of us, you're able to fast track your growth. So please, how can a startup approach you and come out with money?
Yeah, thank you for that. And I believe, as I have mentioned earlier, is that we've seen people growing from small to big. And I've said I'm a pastor, and indeed Zechariah 4:10 says, do not despise the days of your new beginning. And I can echo what Simon said here, that by the renewing of your mind, wherever you will start, be it a new startup, believe you me, as long as you are determined, you have that spirit of Caleb, of go-getter, and you focus on that goal, you will come as a new borrower to Emma in KCB Parklands or wherever branch you will go in. And we are able to support you, to support your dream. Currently, we have Tujiajiri program, where we normally support youth, and the only thing they need to bring over is a proposal. So youths who are in the house, kindly see me, come with a proposal, your dream, your vision. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write your dream and write it bold. That few years to come, 5 years to come, that dream that you have written down, the bank is able to provide you with working capital, and you are able to run that car shop. You are able to run that Mama Boga shop. And depending with the proposal that you are going to give us, believe you me, we are able to support the amount that you need to support that project. So that is what we are doing, Mr. Moderator, and I believe even for the new entrepreneurship that they are upcoming, we are able to support them from 5,000 shillings all the way to unsecured of 3 million. I have my team at the back. They will be able to offer financial solution for you. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much. Tell us, some people don't know what is unsecured loan, what that means. Yeah. What is an unsecured loan?
Yeah. Unsecured loan, naweza ongea na Kiswahili pia, ni ile pesa facility ambayo tunapeana bila collateral. Collateral means hauna either logbook ama hauna title deed. Unakuja tuna hiyo proposal nimekuambia, na tuna finance you as a working capital without anything attaching to that facility.
Hiyo na lugha ya mtaa ni loan bila bank kushika kitu.
Thank you.
Yes. One thing I would hope is that tuache kuogopa bank. Hata afadhali uende no, ukienda town branch uambiwe no, uende Westlands branch uambiwe no, uende Parklands utaambiwa yes. So tuache kuogopa bank. There is no business that does great without borrowing. So, but you have to borrow wisely. Now, I've never heard that a business can borrow from SACCO. So run us through how do we give you money first? How does somebody who finished school last year and they have a good idea borrow from Dhamini SACCO? What are the steps? Actually run us through the steps so that Monday morning they'll be queuing outside the office to borrow. These people have ideas.
Good evening once again. Okay, as I said that Dhamini is a savings and credit society, I want us to take you through a different concept in getting money from a SACCO. SACCOs operate in this manner that you save with a SACCO for a period of time, then you qualify to borrow. Like for us in Dhamini SACCO, you qualify to get a loan once you've saved with us after 6 months. So you need to become a member. We have membership registration form. You become a member. You pay 1,500, get a membership number, get a pay bill number where you make monthly contributions. Now, once you make the monthly contributions, there is what we call the multiplier. The multiplier in terms of your deposits, or rather what you've saved with Dhamini SACCO, we multiply that by 3 to see the amount of money that you qualify to get in terms of loan. Once we get the amount that you are able to get in terms of loan, we appraise you and know whether you are able to pay this money either within 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, depending with the amount of income that you get as a person. So for startups, or rather for you young people that are in the house, I would really encourage you to start savings. Start doing savings with SACCOs wherever you are. Start doing savings so that after some time, you can come to the SACCO and borrow. The good thing with SACCOs, their interest rates are very, very affordable. Like for example, in the Dhamini SACCO, we do 12% per annum on reducing. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. Yes, SACCOs are very, very important. And I know many young people, like all of us in this room today, for the purpose of this discussion, think that SACCO is for old people over 90. No, it's a very good savings tool and a wealth creation tool, especially for those people who struggle to save. There are people who cannot live in the same house with money. It's either them or money, isn't it? Then a SACCO allows you to save, and then you can borrow for, to do something. And you're not borrowing your own money. Some people say if you give a SACCO 100,000, you borrow 100,000, you're borrowing your own money. No, there is a multiplier. You're able to borrow 3, 4, and now 5 times in some SACCO what you have borrowed. And you don't need a lot of security as long as your good friends guarantee you and you grow your business. I like SACCO. I've never had a SACCO that is auctioning someone. So I really like that. Or do you auction people?
Actually, I've been in the SACCO industry. I think this is my about 13th year being in the SACCO industry. I've never seen us moving to somebody's property to auction this person that they have failed to pay their loan. I remember even during COVID, when guys were really going through rough time, we had to call, these members who are struggling to pay their loans so that we can see whether they can restructure their loans and chart the way forward.
Thank you very much. Auctioning in English ni kuchotwa. Unajua kuchotwa? Sawa sawa. Now let's go to Naomi. Naomi, you are an entrepreneur and you're growing your enterprise. How easy or how hard have you found it to access funding? Have you tried to approach anyone for funding? How easy has it been for you?
Thank you, Karumba. For us, so far we've used our own capital to grow the business. It's been quite organic, but now going forward, I think we might reach a point where we'll need to. But I'd like to talk of another opportunity that we had. We applied for a grant. Grant ni pesa unapewa urudishi.
Wapi yuko nikuje?
So there's a program called We Do. We Do is funded by GIZ. they give grants depending on the different types of calls they have. So the one I applied for was a food security call. They are funding people who are in food business, from agriculture to the whole value chain. They give you an amount, you invest your own amount, and then they give you a percentage, a multiplied amount out of what you have given. They have different kinds of models that they give for different kinds of calls. So I believe there are such opportunities that exist in addition to the extra. So they're not giving me too much money, but for me it's a lot of money because it's money I didn't have. So you invest, and then they give you 2.5% times that amount.
Thank you very much. As we talk about financing entrepreneurs, there is a lot of support for entrepreneurs, even grants. Grants is money you don't have to return. I've seen a business which has been given 40 million grant, free money. They especially target youth, like me. No, that's a joke. And women, yeah. But I please, as you look for a grant, make sure that you qualify for it. So that you don't waste your time applying for grants you don't have a chance to get. But there is a lot of grants, especially in the agriculture value chain and climate initiatives. There is money that you can be given by a lot of people. MasterCard used to give some people grants, a group called Gain for Food. Gain stands for Global Alliance for Improved Nutrition, and many, many, many others grants. I can tell you, Hustler Fund is not a grant. That one you have to pay. But they are there, and I've seen them grow people. The largest grant I've had in my working life is somebody who got 2 million euros. A grant based in EPZ. So that's another source of capital. Now, let's go back to Emma. What challenges do you see in SME, qualifying to be given money by the bank? And what should they do about it? Because a lot of times I hear I can't access funding. What are those things that cause you to decline a borrowing? Because banks issue loans, except for their own shares. A bank can never give you a loan to buy their shares, but they can give you money to do creative things, not speculative things. Why will the young people here be turned down? What have you seen from your experience? And maybe a bit of advice on how they can overcome the challenges.
Yeah, I believe the major challenge that we normally face when we are appraising our SME customers is about pre-scoring. We normally have a pre-scoring platform. When the customer comes in, we normally log in that system. And some of the SME customers, they are normally disqualified by the issue of the CRB. He has just mentioned about the Hustlers Fund. And maybe you took that 1,000 or maybe 1,500, you refuse to return, or maybe you take Timiza from ABSA, Mobilon from our ed. Immediately, you don't repay that small facility that you have taken from your digital platform. Actually, we have that CRB Bureau, which will list you. And immediately they list you. Believe you me, your rate will go down. And when your rate go down, in any amount of facility you need, you will find you have challenges. Because that CRB will rate you on the history of the amount that you have been taking, from the first initial loan to the last initial loan that you are coming to pick. So CRB is the elephant in the room. And I would like to urge the entrepreneurs in the room, please, once you borrow a facility, kindly ensure you repay on time so that your rating can go up. And then we will not disqualify you at any single moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think we'll move on to Emma, not to Emma, sorry. Let's move on to Hellen. Hellen, maybe help us. The issue of CRB keeps on coming up. Some people think a loan is sales, and there's a big difference between a loan and sales. I want to ask you, how can entrepreneurs develop discipline to repay borrowed money? I know some people borrowed like hustler fund out of fun to see whether it's really working. When 500 came out, they ate mandazi, bought credit. How can entrepreneurs learn? Some people here have never borrowed money and probably have never been lent money by a bank. But how can they develop the discipline to pay back loans, especially even sometimes they don't even have regular incomes. They make one sale, like us, and we are consultant. We sell 1 month, 2 months can be quiet, then the other month we sell. Thank you.
And thank you, because you've already even stated the key reasons why most of them fail to pay and then they get into CRB. Borrowing for the wrong reasons. You stated you take that money, when you come to the bank, you say you want to go and expand your business, right? And we give you that 3 million. But instead of channeling that money to the business, you divert the money. So at the end of the month, we are supposed to start now repaying. The business has not expanded, you don't have the money because you decided, kuna kamjengo kalikuwa hapa, let me complete first. Okay? That mjengo haijaisha. So it is not bringing you income and you've not funded or expanded or bought supplies for your business to give you that money to repay the loan. So diversion of the loan funds. So what I can urge entrepreneurs in this conference is borrow for the right reason. You can't lie to yourself. You can come and lie to the banker and you'll get that money. But now when the rubber meets the road, when you are repaying the money, that is when now you come and tell us, ABCD happened. I took my family for a holiday. I diverted my money basically. And now that's where the problem comes. Number 2, financial discipline. Yeah? Learn to separate your business money and your personal money. Most of us are entrepreneurs. We have only one account, or we are running our businesses on our one line M-Pesa line, where I come and buy, I deposit to that M-Pesa, okay? In the evening, you want to go and buy milk, you want to go and buy food for your family, that money you just take. So at the end of the month, you cannot account, how is my business doing, okay? So let's separate our business money and our personal money. Pay yourself as an entrepreneur. That is what I always say. Pay yourself because you are working for that company. So that at the end of the month, 50,000 is going as a salary for me as the owner of this business. So I don't have to interfere with the money running the business. And I must also mention that on the unsecured bit that we mentioned, for SMEs, mature SMEs, we are giving up to 10 million unsecured. And we realize that businesses need to grow. So I think we are the one bank in the market that is giving the highest to support entrepreneurs. And it's going up to 5 years. Yeah. So you've had a lot of stories about ABSA out there. We have a lot of testimonials. It is doable. So don't fear banks, as he has said.
Yes.
Come and let's support you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And the startups, the Timiza app, please dial *484#. It will give you a limit instantly to know how much you qualify. So we have all the avenues to grow our businesses. Thank you.
You said?
Star.
No, after this seminar, tomorrow after church, not now.
*848#. That is our Timiza app. You are able to be pre-qualified and get something on that app.
Thank you very much.
You.
We still have one more question for you, but let's move on to Emma as we come back. A lot of people here are into new sectors. They're not into road constructions. They're not into building. They're into online writing. They're into literally new sectors for the economy. You talked of M-Pesa as a source of assessing credit history. How else can young people build their credit history with the bank? Of course, there is a 6 months that we are told about because, traditionally, if transport sector, road sector, construction, agriculture, then it's very easy for the bank to track my flows. But the young people here, I don't like calling them hustlers. Hustlers are people without a plan to grow and borrow 10 million. The survivors, you meet your old classmate, they tell you I'm a hustler. You don't even give them your number. Yeah? So how can young people build their bankability in a practical way?
Initially, I said that we normally grow chamas, and there is this terminology that says that if you want to go faster, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go with people. So we normally support young entrepreneurs that are in chamas, and I mentioned here that there is a chama of boda people that they used to contribute 50 shillings when I was in Sarit Center. That was some few years ago. And currently, the same chama is borrowing over 20 million. From 50 shillings, currently, each person is contributing over 10,000 shillings per month. So there is a way that you can formulate that group, whether you are in construction, whether you are in transport, whether you are in boda. Then, if you do not have that capacity of coming to borrow as individual, you can borrow together. We normally give 10 times the group savings. So if you have a chama here, and maybe you have saved 50,000 for the last 6 months, then you can multiply by 10, and we give all the way up to 84 months. You're getting me? So chama who are in the house, kindly come. All the new chamas, it's a thought that I'm selling to you. You are in the same church, SEK group, you have a chama, please see me after this. 10 times your group savings. Then you are able to develop that 10-story building within the shortest time possible. Thank you.
All right. And will they find you at the bank after telling them 10 times, and then they are told the manager is busy? All right. Let's come to the SACCO. I'm a big fan of SACCO. It's just that I've not managed to save enough. How can the young people join SACCOs? What's the process? How can they borrow? How much are you lending? Do you lend 10 times your savings? Just help us. Where are you located as Dhamini SACCO? Do you need guarantors? Because, maybe I don't know anyone who works for the Anglican Church who has savings with you. How do I overcome that challenge? And I need money to grow my enterprise as a young entrepreneur.
Good evening once again. As I said that for you to become a member in Dhamini SACCO, you need a membership registration form. Now, the membership registration forms are online in our website, which is www.dhamini.com. You can log in, download the membership application form, fill it, scan it, and send it back to us. Now, I'd also mentioned that you need 1,500 as membership registration fee. Now, there's something that the moderators asked about maybe, okay, now since that you are now joining Dhamini and you don't know anybody, are you going to qualify to get a loan? It is possible. Why am I saying so? There are loans that we give that are within the deposits that you've saved with us. They are secured by your deposits, and we call that a jitegemee loan. A jitegemee loan, we give you up to 95% of what you've saved with us, and the interest rate is very minimal, which is 10% per annum. Now, we are located at Community, SEK Parking Silo, next to SEK Guest House, opposite NSSF building.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My next question, as we wind down in the next few minutes, is to Naomi. Naomi, there are many people here Some of them are being disturbed by many ideas. They have so many ideas of businesses, yet they never settle on one. Others have got no idea. All that they know is that business people are rich. So, apart from God guiding you, how can a young person generate and begin a bankable idea that right now they can approach the bank and get funded? Because that's an emerging thing, and there are so many emerging things. Some people here have been surviving through GPT, chat. Now they need to reinvent themselves. Some of them may not want to go to the agriculture, but even in the agriculture, there are so many opportunities. How does a young person, and when I say young, is anybody below 200 years today, isn't it? Now, how does a young person, put a pulse on an idea? Because that's a challenge for many people. We don't want this to be a mountaintop experience, and once you go out there, the landlord knocks next month, everything you've learned here goes through the window. The idea you had thought of starting goes out of the window. Yeah, because I believe there are great ideas here. I normally say a business is like a mustard seed. It can grow until you're in all the 90 countries of Africa, including counties.
Thank you for that question. It's true that many people have a lot of ideas and some have none. So if you think about most of the ideas that serve very well, I've answered my question. They serve a need.
They serve a need.
Yes. So you're providing a solution to something. And that solution, most likely, if you want it to work very well, provide a solution within a line of what you enjoy doing or something that comes easily to you. So there are some people who will look at this and say, this organizing this event is something I'd love to do. So get doing it. And maybe you don't have a place where you can do it and get paid. Volunteer. And I think the church is a very nice place to start putting your skills into action. For those who love hospitality, come in and volunteer for whatever roles that are there, smile at people, practice those things there. And one day maybe someone might give you a job and something to do. But the first thing you have to think about is your own skill. What are you bringing to the table? And how are you serving people? When you think mostly about me making money for myself, that idea will frustrate you. And also when you think about so-and-so told me that there is money here, so I'm going to do that business, you'll get frustrated. So it comes from the thing that you can do, the service that you can offer, even family gatherings. If you're the one who's always organizing get-togethers for people, that's a niche area for yourself. Keep organizing those things, keep doing them. It gives you practice of bringing people together, making the logistics. So you find someone like that one can even start a travel agency one day. But it starts from organizing your own family gatherings, your own family things. So volunteer where you are. If you're in school, if you're in wherever you are, even as you're working, the things that you find yourself doing very easy, those are the things that now you consider. And as you do them more ideas come. Unfortunately, ideas don't grow by just sitting. They grow by putting them into practice, refining like what you were told, refining over and over again, and becoming better. And then one day you find people say, you do this very well, so you come and help us. Then they tell you, actually, we'll pay you. So you see, you've started. So it's, that way.
I hope you're getting something. I know she has a PhD. But I know you are getting something. I think basically, in our language, is that you'll never get an idea sitting at home asking, what do I do to make money? You have to go out there and do things that you like. You interact with people. You challenge people. The things that annoy you the most are your business ideas. For me, what annoys me the most is seeing people retire without a living. If I see an older man begging in town or disturbing their children, always for money. That's why I do a lot of work in retirement training. Because I want all of us to retire comfortably. I don't want you to enjoy a high life. Mnajua the high life. Muzinga, Pastor Muzinga is called Beehive, yeah? Yeah. And then when you are old, you are begging, you are coming to church, yeah? That is my passion. I don't want any one of you to retire poor. I want to just let the bankers with the final word as you prepare to ask your question. We are going to take 1 or 2 questions. I want to ask the bankers, there's a wonderful concept of something called asset finance, where you lend me something using your money, and you tell me that thing is your security, and it's you who gave me the money. How does it work, and how can the young people here take advantage of asset finance in 1 minute, and then we'll welcome the questions from the floor.
All right. So asset finance is you finance in terms of cars or even machinery, not only cars or vehicles. So we have partnership with almost all dealers in Kenya. If you go to any dealer, you are able to purchase a car, and we support or we finance you 95% of the value of that vehicle. And we give you the repayment period of up to 72 months. That is about 6 years. That is for new vehicles. We have what we call the gray vehicles, which most of us, we import from Japan and other countries, UK.
Dubai.
Yes, or you go to your local dealer here on Gong Road or somewhere, and you want to get that vehicle. So that is the gray vehicle. That one we support up to 70% of the price of that vehicle. We also now support you in getting an insurance, because in Kenya it's illegal to drive a vehicle without insurance. So we also have support or financing of the insurance of that vehicle. Number 2, machineries. Those of us who are in agribusiness, those of us who are running medical consultancies, you need machines to run your business or to run your farm. That also falls under asset finance. So we also support you on that. We have a department dealing basically on asset financing only. So when you come, we are happy to serve you and to give you more details and to answer all your questions regarding that area. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It means you can walk into a bank and you take a pickup. When they talk of a vehicle, don't think of just a small car for your comfort. Think of an Uber, think of a lorry, think of a pickup, a double cabin that you can put to use in your business. And the interesting thing is they give you a car worth 2 million, and then they use their own money to guarantee that you will pay. Of course, if you don't pay, utachotwa kwa mataa. Anything, finally, as we welcome questions from the floor about asset finance, I find it as a very powerful concept that someone like Lamu can come in, they get machines worth 30 million, 20 million, and use the same machines as security. And yet it's you who's given them the money.
Yeah, asset finance, in addition to what my sister has said, is that it is wider. And where I come from is that we love assets that appreciates in value. So if you have a kafloti, the way we call them in our mother tongue, is that you can come, you identify a plot wherever your heart desires, then you bring and we will do the valuation, and we will finance you 70% of that plot. And also we do constructions in conjunction with the purchase of plot, whether residential or commercial. And I go back to the same chama. Currently, that chama that I was mentioning about, they are earning an income of 526,000 per month, and they share equally among 10 of them. They have 10-story building in pipeline. So I'm very obsessed with chama and very passionate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We will take questions from the floor. What's your name?
Good evening. My name is Kamande. There are situations where people claim that their ideas have been stolen, their business ideas. How can I project my business idea in a way that no one else is going to have access to it?
Boy child.
Good evening. My name is Lydia. I want to ask about that youth fund. Youth fund, tunakuja kukopa as a group or pia bado lazima uko na experience ya business ndio upate hiyo mkopo?
Good evening. My name is Amos Jagani. Concerning the unsecured loan, I wanted to ask if there's some steps, the guidance steps after, for example, I want a loan. Are there some guidance steps? Because right now, if you tell me I just come with a proposal, I'll definitely bring you a proposal. In fact, it's ready. So if you tell me I come with the proposal, I'll definitely bring you, but you just need to give me for like 14 days, I restructure it. So are there some guiding steps? Because maybe I don't have that financial knowledge on how to handle some certain amount of money. Are there some guiding steps? Am I going to be given somebody to guide me through, to advise me on how I'll spend it or how I'll use it after giving out the proposals? The second question is, what's the grace period and interest that comes with the loan? For example, it's unsecured. I don't need you don't need anything from me to guarantee that I'm going to pay it. But what's the grace period after you have given me? Because it's for business startup. I need some time so that you can start generating the income. Is there any grace period and the interest amount that comes with it?
we
Let's take one more here, kindly.
Hi, my name is Michael. I think my question piggybacks off the last lady's question, sentiments, right? So you asset finance, let's say a plot of land and stuff, and then you give me money to start building a project, right? And then in part of my project, then I can exit early, meaning someone came, saw what I'm doing, and they can offer me a price on it, yet I'm committed to you for, let's say, that 6-7 years, right? So what's the procedure when it comes to that? Someone wants what I took a facility from you from, but they want what I have right now, and I'd like to exit in a profitable way.
Well, thank you. This goes to Dr. Naomi. One, given your research background, how do you then reconcile that academic background with the scheme of entrepreneurship that you're taking, for instance? And the second question is, how do I maximize on practicality and innovation? This is, of course, without sounding idealist and having to discard the background that I have to then become an entrepreneur. Thanks.
Thank you. I think, Naomi, you've understood. Finally, one more, the last one here.
I'm Delina, and I'm very much interested in the chama, but we are Nairobi Western Women, the ladies in white. We are a CBO, so do you fund CBO or you fund chamas? At least give me that. Then we have proposal as well. Is it young at heart or young as per the government, the youth as per the government regulations, 18 to 35?
Okay, kwa majina naitwa Irene. Swali langu nilienda kwa KCB Tujiajiri Foundation. Nilisoma shule inaitwa KWPTI na nikachukuliwa na watu wa KCB Foundation Tujiajiri, but waliniambia niandike business plan. Nimekuwa nikiandika nikipeleka kwa ofisi, wananiambia niongoje, sipati jibu. Then bado nikienda wananipea niandike, naandika na bado sipati jibu from 2017 up to now. So nataka kujua nitasaidikaje ili nipate kujiajiri.
So the question here is, I've always wondered, why has the banking institution, like when we were doing the public participation of the CBC curriculum in Kenya, why weren't they, why didn't you take part so that we can also benefit from this education system to be learning more of what you're teaching us to do, even if it's in a little way, when we exit from schools, then we have at least a knowledge of how to go about it.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that's the last question we'll take. Who wants to answer the question directed to them? You can start with Naomi.
Thank you for the questions. I'd like also to speak to the person who talked about stolen business ideas. I read a quote just the other day, someone saying, if people are not copying or stealing your ideas, then you should ask yourself, kama kuna shida. They are stealing and copying because it's a good idea. Iyo si shida. Whatever business idea you're doing, whatever service you're offering us, you offer it in your own unique way. Tunaweza kuwa travel agents 10 hapa, but each of us has our own customers. Each of us has our own style of doing business. And there are so many people in this Kenya and in this world. Your customers are not only limited to Kenya or your region. So opportunities ni nyingi sana. Don't be afraid people will steal your ideas. But I think there are ways people can patent something that is very specific. But kama ni hizi ideas zingine, usiogope, we fanya kitu yako, Mungu ataibariki, utakuwa sawa. Reconciling research and entrepreneurship. For me, at first, it was very difficult because I was asking myself, yani nimefanya research 14 years, and then nakuja kuuza njugu, like Karumba tells me. And I still get those questions. But the truth is that whatever career you're doing, there are many things you learn there. You just don't do a job for doing a job. There are still many things you learn. Kama ni unafanya kazi kwa finance, you're learning about accountability, you're learning about being a good steward. So even if you move from there and move to another thing that you're going to do, those lessons, you carry them with you. Nobody can take it away from you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I tell entrepreneurs your idea will be stolen. Be comfortable with that. Who can know what kind of phone is this? Is it a one? Is it a iPhone? Is it a Samsung? No, you know Samsung. Can you know? If big companies like ideas are stolen, who are you for your idea not to be stolen? Look at cars. Today you can't tell the difference between a Mazda, a Toyota, a what? A Subaru, a Isuzu. The only differentiator is how quickly you implement. Mnasikia? Implement your idea very, very quickly. Because today, if Apple comes with an innovation, tomorrow you'll find it in Samsung, in which other phones brand do we have? Oppo. So the only differentiator, who can tell the difference between a TV screen for Sony and for Samsung? Can you tell? Yeah, as Dr. Naomi is telling us, your unique way which you implement your idea and how quickly you implement, that's only what matters.
I just want to answer a question on the funding on chamas. SACCOs do fund chamas. Like in our SACCO, what you need to do, you need to get a registration with us, present a registration certificate for the chama, have the documents for the officials, that is the chair lady or the chairman, the vice, the treasurer, get the minutes where you sat down and agreed that you are going to join a SACCO. Present them to us, we create for you an account, then you can be able to borrow after a certain time. Actually, we have a success story for a group in Uruma. It's a group of ladies who are doing business, and we've really financed them. Right now, they have a property. They bought a land. They've subdivided into 8 for each, and they are ready to build. So please see me at my desk over there.
Thank you very much. Let's go to Emma.
Yeah, I think mine are many, but I will start with my sister there who have tried many times. And my sister, I want to encourage you because of time. Go and read the story of Steve Harvey and Bill Colgate, the toothpaste that we currently use. Those guys, they tried many times. Eventually, your destiny helper, Emma, here has come. You never knew who I am in this conference. So I'm here for a reason, so you can see me offline. I believe our project manager to KCB Foundation, Patrick, is still here. So we are going to intervene, and I believe we will hold you. Then the next issue was about the CBOs. We have 2 types of chamas that we normally finance. Those chamas that are registered at the self-help group, CBOs, we do give loans. The same procedure, the same process, 10 times the individual group savings. You get. If you are self-help group, we will give you individual in chama. You come, I appraise you individually, then I check on the kabook, how many contributions you have, I multiply by 10. Then the group will guarantee you. Then we have a structured facilities that we normally give to investment chamas. The one now that I was talking about. Remember that I said you have to start from somewhere. And thou shalt not despise the days of your humble beginning. You may start as a self-help group, then later we graduate you to investment limited. And the reason why we register you as an investment limited, because it is a legal entity. Despite you going, that chama will not dissolve. This chama of Bagpipe, when they registered as an investment chama, investment limited. Yes, they have borrowed 50 million. That chama will be inherited until generations to come. So that is the advantage. And a good father leaves inheritance to their children. That is why I'm here as a pastor. So the other issue was about the asset financing and about the plot. So what we normally do as the project, so you have to come with that proposal, with your BQs, if I got the query well. You have to bring the BQ to us if you want to construct, then we will appraise you depending with the BQ that the contractor has given you. Then we must have the approved building plans. Then after that now, we appraise you, then we dispatch money in batches. So if in case phase 1 is the ground floor, we will release money for that to make sure that whatever my sister was talking about, to ensure that you do not divert the funds. Yeah, then the rest I can leave to my sister.
Because you've touched on the areas that I also needed to touch about the mortgage. We call it mortgage or asset financing, and we also do the refinancing, whereby you are already building that is completed. Maybe it is a rental building, and you need cash to do something else, maybe even to start a new business. So you come, we value that building or that house, and then we give you cash out of that building. So that is another way of financing you using your assets. I will also touch on the question that has been asked about supporting youth and education, something. I didn't get it very well, but what I want to add on that, it is to say that at ABSA we have a program for youth. Basically, we call it Ready to Work, where we are going around schools, high schools, colleges, and universities, just to empower these students, because we know those are the leaders of today. So we have curriculum or programs that we support them to be entrepreneurs, those who would want to come out as entrepreneurs or business people. We also have we also guide those of them who would also want to know about how to be ready to be employed, the skills that they need to have. So I can't finish before mentioning something about women or ladies. We have a proposition in the market for women only, tailored made for women, and we are supporting women with businesses that are very young, because we find that women are really disadvantaged compared to men in business. So we have tailor-made a product specifically for women, and we are calling it See Her Empowered. Okay? We want to see the women being empowered. Please, for more details, because of the time,
yes,
see us in our tent, and we're gonna give you more details on that. Thank you so much.
Yes. Just before I thank our panelists for coming in, financing is one of the least understood areas, because many people are technical experts in what they do. They do not understand much. So there's a lot to learn, and we cannot finish it together. All that I'll tell you is that start on your enterprise. The lady who's not been awarded, they'll be asking you, what have you done concerning your idea? Banks like to fund people who are running with the idea, not people who are just waiting and waiting and waiting and start small. And then remember that bank money, okay, it's not their money. It's my money and your money. They have a duty to protect it. So you have to do your work before they lend you money. And you can be, by the way, if you are denied one bank, there is usually another bank. Go there and share your idea. And as long as you continue improving on it, somebody will say yes to you. So thank you very much, Emma from KCB Bank, for being with us today. Thank you very much, Naomi from Lamu. Thank you very much, Benjamin from Dhamini SACCO. And thank you very much, Hellen from ABSA, for taking your time to talk to us, young people, about how we can possibly get better ideas for our business and funding. We appreciate your time.